Und ihr auch für die Fragen. Vorne geht's los, rechte Seite, bitte Julian Wolf für die Welt.
Guten Abend.
Kann viel besprechen, es war sehr viel drin in diesem Spiel. Vielleicht fangen wir mit dem Wichtigsten an. Glückwunsch zum Einzug ins Halbfinale. Was bedeutet Ihnen das? Was bedeutet das für Ihre Mannschaft? Und was war der Schlüssel, dass man Real gepackt hat?
Ja, ich glaube, die besten Worte, für was das bedeutet, sind vielleicht Bilder. Und das ist, was die Jungs gezeigt haben am Ende mit den Fans, wie die gefreut haben, wie die sich gefreut haben. Und das bleibt bei mir, was wichtig war am Ende, war dieses totale Zusammenhaltbild. Und das holen wir aus diesem Spiel. Und natürlich haben wir heute wieder viel Charakter gezeigt. Einfach dieser absolute Glaube und Wille, immer zurück in dieses Spiel zu kämpfen. Wir haben gegen ein, was ich auch erwartet hatte, gegen ein unheimlich starke Real Madrid gespielt mit sehr, sehr viel Topspiel einfach auf dem Platz. Und deswegen ist das einfach ein wunderschöner Abend für die Vereine.
Dankeschön. Dann gehen wir nach Belgien. Ja, Gilles, bitte.
Ja, DPG Belgium. Vince, yeah, Professor, congratulations, of course, with the qualification for the semis. But I would like to know, how did you feel about the fact that Real led 3 times in a game that you dominated so much? Did you ever think at some point in the game this could be one of those special nights that is not for us eventually?
No. Maybe after the game I sit back and I say, how is it possible? But I think during the game, I think our team has a lot of talent to deal with this type of situation, experience as well. You know, I feel the hardest thing is after 45 seconds when you concede this goal in this type of game, to press the reset button, and I think the team did it well. All of a sudden it's 1-1. It didn't affect our game too much. Then happens a second goal from a free kick. That was a wonderful free kick, but there's question marks on how the free kick was given. And so it's 2-1 out of nothing to start with. But okay, of course, you know, that's the quality from that team. And again, the reaction 2-2, 3-2, and then again 3-3. And at the end, to just continue and get this game over the line. So it's also something to be proud about. And I said it, I don't think you start this character signs, this belief, on the 15th of April. We've done it so many times this season. So I think it's something we can go back through the season and say this is part of our team as well. So it's not that much of a surprise as well. Yeah. Thanks, Jill.
Next one on the left side, yeah.
Okay, question from Titan Sports China. Good evening, Mr. and congrats. At the Real Madrid, the legend Jorge Valdano has a certain term, el miedo escénico, for describing the psychological effect that Real Madrid creates for its opponents. This time, Real Madrid is quite formidable in the first half, even though they're playing outside home. Do you think psychologically for your team, playing against Real Madrid in Champions League is different from playing other teams? And how did you manage to get the team out of this complicated situation, also psychologically speaking, technically and psychologically, in the second half? Thank you.
Yeah. For us, it's just to do with the quality of the players. Like I say, if you look at the quality of Real Madrid, I don't accept if anyone says that this is not a great Real Madrid team. You know, the results, it happens, but in terms of the players in every position, I can't name you many squads in Europe that have better players. So, of course, they're going to be good if they need to be good, and we cannot be surprised about this. But I mean, you saw the atmosphere at home today. You saw that Bayern is a special club as well. So I think the main thing, if you talk about what was said at halftime, in the end, we never really lost in the tie. So if you look at how the game went, we were never chasing. It was them equalizing, really, when they scored a 1-0. They equalized because we won in Bernabeu. When they scored a 2-1, they equalized again. When they scored the 3-2, they equalized. So we were never really losing the tie. And so there was no reason to not stay calm. And also I think that we didn't get frustrated with some of the decisions that we were not happy about in the first half, and we stayed focused on our game, and that was a good part of the game management in the second half from us.
Auf der rechten Seite, David Verhoff für die Bild-Zeitung.
Hallo Herr Kompany, Glückwunsch zu diesem Spektakel. Wie sehr freuen Sie sich schon auf das Halbfinale gegen Paris, gegen den Vorjahressieger? Und wie enttäuscht sind Sie, dass Sie im Hinspiel gesperrt sind? Und können Sie uns vielleicht verraten, wer das Kommando haben wird an der Seitenlinie?
Yeah. Can I answer in English? Fine. Yeah. So, look. In terms of how we'll organize a game against Paris, and we will think about it in the next few days. I don't think we have to solve the problem tonight. But to be honest, I'm not happy about my yellow card. I'm really not happy. I don't think it was enough for me to get a yellow card. I think if you look at the emotions in the game, there is a phase, the fourth official is there to listen as well. And in a moment where there's a debatable phase, it's normal that me as a staff member, I go and speak to him now. If my language was wrong, then in that moment I accept, okay, that I should have a yellow card, but my language was not wrong. And on top of it, a lot of things were happening on the pitch that were far worse than what I was trying to communicate to the fourth official, by the way. Not to the first referee, to the fourth official. And I get a yellow card for this. Plus, and I've said it before, we find ourselves with an extended format. So we have more games and more games. Look at how many players were today on a suspension, a possible suspension for this game in Real Madrid and in Bayern Munich. How many players could have been suspended for the semi-finals? So it's an extended format, and it's the strictest ever ruling, with a lot of interpretation from referees, where sometimes you can get a yellow card wrong as well. So what happens then? You know, so I'm not happy because of this, but it's not important. The team can do it, and I'm there for the return game. And I have total faith in the team, the staff, to not just continue, but also gain strength and motivation out of it. Yeah.
Auf der linken Seite wieder Klaus Bergmann für die Deutsche Presseagentur.
Herr Kompany, mit Paris Saint-Germain haben Sie jetzt ja schon einige Erfahrungen gemacht. Ist dieses Spiel oder diese Aufgabe noch größer als Real Madrid?
Schwierig zu sagen. Ich glaube, es gibt jetzt nur die allergrößte Aufgabe. Wir haben von Anfang an gesehen, ich glaube, auf unserer Seite von der Tabelle, wie viele Champions League-Siege waren da? Ich weiß nicht, also nur Real hat schon natürlich sehr viel, aber es gibt nur schwierige Spieler. Und wir haben jetzt nicht diesen Luxus zu entscheiden, ob Paris jetzt schwieriger ist als Real Madrid. Ich glaube, das ist einfach das Allerschwierigste, und das wird wieder alles gebraucht sein, um diese Spiele zu gewinnen. Aber die Glaube, dass wir das machen können, ist natürlich da.
Dann gehen wir nochmal hier rüber zu TZ und Merkur, bitte, ja.
Glückwunsch auch von meiner Seite, Herr Kompany. Nochmal nachgefragt, die Sperre in Paris. Erstens, waren Sie schon mal gesperrt als Trainer? Hatten Sie eine ähnliche Situation schon mal? Ich weiß es nicht.
Gesperrt, ja.
Und die Hierarchie in der Mannschaft ist ja klar, wenn Manuel Neuer als Kapitän ausfällt, dann ist es eben Joshua Kimmich, sein Stellvertreter. Haben Sie sowas im Trainerteam auch festgelegt? Steht dann Denksi vorne dran, oder ist es René Maric, oder gibt es dann Jobsharing?
Ja, ich glaube, dass wenn man das als Trainerteam und als Mannschaft gesund lösen will, dann muss man sich erstmal zusammensetzen in ganzer Ruhe, nicht jetzt mit die ganze Emotion von diesem Spiel, und dann ganz ruhig die Abläufe entscheiden. Aber ich mache mich da auch keine Sorgen. Also meistens ist Luis Enrique in die erste Halbzeit in die Tribüne. Ich kann mich vielleicht neben Luis Enrique setzen in die erste Halbzeit. Aber was ich meine ist, es bleiben die Spieler, die das Spiel entscheiden. Und das ist das Wichtigste.
Dann haben wir noch zwei Fragen, bitte. Er ist hier.
Hi, congratulations for the game today. I have two questions. One is about, you told me the other day about the odds of you making where you are right now was 0.000%, and you keep breaking records. You won in Madrid after a long time. Bayern won in Madrid. You keep breaking records of goals this season, more goals. What is your message for someone who's looking up to you right now, a kid or anyone who has a background as the way you have? What is your message tonight after, kicking out Madrid after a long time? Bayern have done that. What is your message? That's my first question.
Yeah. So first of all, I'm a football coach. I'm not a life coach, So I cannot give solutions for everyone in their personal lives. But my thing, what I do, is, and I say to the players, and I put it either in my office or in the training ground, is don't believe the hype and don't believe the drama. So probably now it's a little bit of hype. It doesn't matter. And when there was drama before, probably closer to the time where you asked me the question, it doesn't matter. Like, my biggest thing is to focus and live in a tunnel, and live for what I want to achieve. Like, what I have already come to a conclusion very early in my coach's career. You cannot do this job and then at the end say, well, I did it for somebody else. You understand what I mean? Like, I made everybody happy by trying to do this, trying to do that, and in the end, you've lost yourself and you get nothing out of it, So in this way, I wake up in the morning, whether we lose or win, and I feel motivated. I go to the training ground, whether we lose or win, and I feel like I'm working with a very professional staff and with a very, very clear group of players as well. And that's my life, nothing more. Everything outside, I really don't care. And sorry, I have to repeat it. It's a passion I have not to care about the noise. I really feel strong, and I wish that you guys enjoyed this feeling. It's a better life.
No, sorry. They are not asking. Bitte die vorletzte Frage, ja.
Hi, Vincent. Congrats on the win. I was just wondering, I know we always want to rank stuff, but where does this sit in terms of nights in your managerial career? You've had some big ones here and elsewhere already, but this is the kind of night that you do the job for, right? Bringing Bayern back to the semis and a big tie ahead as well.
Yeah, but it's so tough to say, So when you coach Anderlecht in Belgium and you beat Standard Liège, it's such an emotional game. I don't think the feeling is that much different. It gives you everything. I remember we beat Blackburn twice in Burnley. For nobody in this room, you will actually want to compare it with the game today. But it was amazing. It was like something I've experienced so much as a player, and this was incredible. So of course, for Bayern Munich, this game is an amazing feeling, but I don't think you wait for Real Madrid to then say, okay, this is going to be the best feeling. You have to get it out of other things as well, and I try to live every moment as much as I can. So I'm happy now. This is in the moment, and tomorrow I can focus on the next game and just put a little bit behind already. Thank you.
Okay, we had a cancelling, so you can take the last one, please.
Okay, the last one is about your trending on social media and everywhere, about your fashion. What the inspiration behind it, fashion-wise? Like, everywhere on the game, people looking at you, you're dripping. I want to know the inspiration behind it.
No, I'm much more low-key than you think, so I don't make that much effort for it, in fact. I'm very lucky that I have a wife who's looking out for this stuff, and that I have a sponsor in Adidas here that is just happening to fit. I like comfy stuff. I like things that are comfortable to wear, and I'm lucky that Bayern Munich has a very strong relationship with Adidas. That's what's happening. Everything I have is you could find it in. And I'm actually not promoting too much here, but you can find it in a store. It's not done anything special. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Winnie. Danke.
Yeah, thank you.
Komm gut nach Hause. Gute Nacht. See you next time.